Ultra Magnus. It is to you, old friend. I shall pass the matrix of leadership as it was passed to me.
But Prime, I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy.
Hey everybody, Ringingworm here again, doing another Transformer video. I am so excited. I actually picked this one. I didn't pick this one up at Salt Lake Comic-Con this year. I actually picked them up last year. But since I'm doing all the Transformer reviews, I'm just going to do them all in order. I'm also going to go back and do my old Hot Toys too that I haven't reviewed yet, just so I can get some more content on the channel and show you guys all the things that I'm into anyway, which is mostly DC, but I have some things that are not too. Anyway, this is the MP-22 Cybertron City Commander Ultra Magnus. And guys, I talked about in another video that showed some of my other figures, my G1 figures, because I have a G1 version of Ultra Magnus. I'm not going to show you that with this particular figure because I've already done that in another video. And there's some other videos that have already done it. But guys, again, I talked about doing the different reviews and that type stuff. And I just want to make sure everyone's aware this is a little bit different because I'm talking about my childhood at this point. And the thing I like most about this particular figure is, first of all, I remember being a little kid, 6 years old, and buying this. This is probably one of the first purchases I ever made as a kid on my own. And what I mean by that is when Ultra Magnus here came out from the 1986 movie, I really didn't know much about him. I thought he looked a lot like Optimus Prime. Ironically, the Takara Tomy, he was Optimus Prime because the way he looks in this box here that's his armor. That's Optimus Prime's armor, or Convoy's armor. Now, obviously, because this is based on a toy line, in the cartoon, Ultra Magnus was a completely separate character, not actually. But in the comic books, I'm told there's a lot of similarities in that particular area. So, Ultra Magnus, I save up, and I save up, and I save up, and you got to think about it. I'm 6 years old, and I save up $13. And I'm doing everything I can to earn money. I'm cleaning out things, I'm mowing lawns, I'm doing everything that my parents and my grandparents would let me do to earn this money. And then I remember my dad taking me to a Safeway because I knew there was one there. At least I think it was a Safeway. That's what my memory remembers. And I went in there to buy this particular toy, and it was $33. And I was so upset because I had worked so hard for the money. My dad, who really could see how upset I was, he actually took me a few different places to see if it was cheaper somewhere else. And we ended up buying it, I think, from Toys R Us or Kmart or something like that. And he ended up buying it for me at the full price. And so, guys, this is like the first toy I ever really cared about because I had to earn it. And I appreciated it more. And ironically, it's one of 3 Transformers that I have growing up that I kept on to the entire time from my childhood to adulthood. So there's an element of respect there, obviously, because it was something I earned versus something I was given. So Ultra Magnus here. Now I'm going to show you really quick next to Optimus Prime and how cool he is next. You know, the problem with these bigger figures, and I've seen these on other channels too, is they're really hard to film with the other figures, and they're so much bigger. So here he is next to MP-10, and as you can see, they look identical as far as their truck modes go, and I think that is just amazing. I mean, everything, if you look here, I've got Spike sitting in Optimus Prime. You can see him a little bit, and then you can see Ultra Magnus. Right here, I've got Spike and Daniel in there from the movie because those are the characters that he comes with. Now, I just think that's such an awesome added touch to the Transformers line and so forth. So I just wanted to show you next to MP-10 on scale in truck mode. As far as length goes, they're almost the exact same length. When you look at them next to each other, I should probably have Ultra Magnus in the front, but I mean, they're the same height. The smokestacks are the same, everything. But they are not the same. And I'll show you that here in just a second. Let me move this out of the way. Alright, so back to Ultra Magnus. Now here's what makes him different. This does not transform like Optimus Prime. This is part of his assembly, whatever. But the thing that I like most about this, and the detail that Takara is putting into, or Hasbro, both of them are putting into these figures, it is this simple thing. Now this is all one piece. It transforms all one piece. But I can literally take off, sorry if I'm out of screen there, but I can take off his trailer, as you can see right there, and he's a freestanding truck. Now I don't think they needed to do that, but the fact that they did do that is awesomely cool. Now just really quick, I want to show you the difference between Optimus Prime here and Ultra Magnus. As you can see, they're both trucks. But if you look at the actual truck part itself, they differ quite a bit. So this is Optimus's legs. This is not Ultra Magnus's legs. This is more of a real truck platform. But it's kind of squampus in the back, whereas Optimus has, you know, a little bit more meat back here. Oop, his foot here is not transformed fully. Anyway, so I just wanted to show that really quick because I thought that was really cool. Get Optimus out of the way. Get Ultra Magnus back in frame. Now, in order to do what I did, and you can see Ultra Magnus's head in there, which you may not like to see that, but I just thought it was cool that they did that, is you just have this little pin right here, and you push that in, and that allows it to separate. But that is essentially Ultra Magnus in his transforming mode. Now, he comes with a couple things, not a lot. He does come with his little missiles here. He comes with his instruction booklet. This is an actual booklet versus the other one. One thing I like back here is it kind of shows you from birth to the different changes. So like in 1986, this is the one I had as a child. And I never saw this one, but you know, they have a 2000 different model. And then they have just these various incarnations of Ultra Magnus, the 2005. See, this is what I was talking about right here. See, this is Ultra Magnus without the armor. So that's why they're showing him there. And then it's got some different versions of him from different licenses and whatnot. And then you have this cover art on his booklet is just fantastic. I love it. Just absolutely fantastic figure. Like you can see on here, he's got his missiles to the side instead of the front. And what I like about this is they did this to kind of give you both the cartoon, which I think would have them more like this, or vice versa, but it also moves forward like the G1 toy, because you could only put him on the front on the G1 toy. So anyway, guys, that's Ultra Magnus in his basically his truck mode, and then he's actually very simple to transform. Essentially, his legs are here, his feet are here, and his knees and all that type stuff, and they fold really easy. His arms fold in really easy. The hardest part about transforming him, and I'm going to try to do this without bumping the camera too much, and I do apologize if I end up doing that because I just don't have a lot of space right now. Really quick, I just want to show you the box. You can kind of see everything on there. I'll just flip him around really quick. Same, a lot of the same things that the other ones have. You can see them next to MP10 Optimus Prime. You can see them here in his truck mode. You can see Smokescreen and Prowl up there, Daniel and Spike, which is really cool. So anyway, I'm going to move this out of the way because it takes up so much space. And then we're going to get into, look how cool that is. You got a window right there. Then you got Teletran 1, and you got some more cool computer stuff, and you can see a couple of my other Transformers that I'm using as comparison. So really quick, you know, he's a car carrier. He can hold 4 Autobots, depending on the size of them. You can have him like that. If you move him forward, he's got this little drop-down trailer, so, you know, they can drive up in there. One thing that I thought was really cool, and he's got these little tabs right here, but it's pretty easy to undo. But just like, so if you move it down, again, little imagination has to go into play here, but it's like they can drive up on that ramp, kind of like a real truck. Now, I don't think it's a real truck, obviously it's still a toy, but I do think that is a cool touch. So this just flips up, they don't need to be down. And then one more thing that I want to show you guys is right here, oops, right here in between his arms, his little hands, or excuse me, his weapon stores, and I thought that was a nice touch too. So just a really cool Transformer all around, and we haven't even started transforming him yet, and that's how cool I think he is. Now, the original G1 toy, these ratcheted in and out, so it was just kind of a in and out kind of situation. It's a little bit different with this one, and we'll get into that in just a second. So what I'm going to start with is I'm just going to separate his arms out here. So I'm going to take these pieces right here, and I'm going to lift these out like so. And they don't have to do anything spectacular. They just need to be kind of out of the way like that. Okay. Now I'm going to separate his arms. It's not very hard to do. So they're separate on that mode. I forgot one thing I should have done first though. See his smokestacks right here? I'm going to fold those around and down so they're out of the way, and since I don't scratch them or break them or anything like that, because I'd hate to do that. Anyway, so that's pretty easy. Now, the easiest part of this entire transformation is just to move his arms off to the side like so, and then move his legs up like so, and then his little, there's a little hinge here that comes out. Oh, I forgot one thing because I'm not paying attention. Anyway, these right here come out. Sorry, I should show you a little bit better. So this little side panel comes out and down, and it also rotates back like so. So pretty easy, and then this flips up after that because I was having a little bit of trouble with that. I forgot to do that. So anyway, just flipping him around onto this side. Again, let's move this down here so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so this just comes out pretty easy, folds down, then rolls around like so, like that, and then this just goes up and they connect like that. So there you have his legs. That's, I don't know how easier a Transformer can get than that. That is pretty dang easy. So anyway, flipping him up, you're going to move his arms around. Now this, if you don't like it, you know, them hanging like that, you can just get them into place, and this is the easy part. So there's a little latch right here, a little door right here that folds down in, and that just kind of goes over this. Like I said, move that out of the way, and then you just move this down. This comes out, up, over, and down. Bam. Excuse me, you didn't even see that because I'm too high up on the camera. Let me lay him down again. Okay. This right here is pretty easy. It comes out like so. That's how it was. Now he comes down, folds over that. This was like this. This comes out and down like so. And then this comes up, maybe, and down like so. So basically it was like this, and it just folds around and down. And then this goes down and just kind of pegs into that. Now his hand is really easy because it just literally just folds down like so. And then there you have his arm. It's not hard at all. So we'll flip this around and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so here's his weapon, and it just comes off because it's tabbed in right there. Now, just show you guys really quick, there is this little door right here that folds down in. It's actually pretty easy to get out too. You just, you know, pull it like that. Now, once you do that, it's pretty easy. You just lift your arm, or excuse me, I think here. Okay, so yeah, so this just bends up. This just bends up right there, just like on the other side, and then down. This turns around and flat. This piece right here comes out. And I probably could be doing this so much better, but like I said, it's so big and it takes up so much space that I'm just kind of funneling through that. Normally, if I didn't have the camera, it'd be a lot easier. So let's just look at him really quick on his side so you can see everything. He's getting to be in his robot mode. This flips down, and that's kind of his waist right there. That's pretty simple. And then everything else is tucked up in here into his chest piece and whatnot. So let me see if I can raise up the camera really quick and get a better angle. Okay, so I just raised up the camera, and you can see, so this is how his arms are folding in. They're just going back, a lot like the G1 toy actually. And then his arm is going to come down, and his hand, just like the other one, it's just going to accordion up, like so, and then down, and there you have his arm. Now, his little arms right here, they fold forward, so they don't look like they're freakishly weird and out of place. And there you have Ultra Magnus, basically transformed with his cab, as you can see on the top up there, is still transformed into the other direction. Now this is not overly complicated, but it comes apart. It's pretty hollow actually inside, so you just need to fold his mirrors in to the side like that, untab that, and you can see Daniel sitting there, because this is what he comes with, Daniel with a D right there. You can see that right there. And then Spike's just sitting in here, just like there's Spike, his dad, so standing right there. And this is from basically the cartoon. Now you can see already his chest piece is sitting right there. This actually comes out like so, and look how easy that was. I didn't even have to touch it. It folded down on its own. Now his head comes around, and this is a really cool feature, and then slides forward because there's a little joint right there to slide him forward, and turning him around to the back. Now he's pretty dang close to being done. All you have to do is move this up, and these right here, oh, I forgot one part here. So these fold in just like so. I should have done this earlier, but it's not really that big a deal. Anyway, those just fold in like so, and they make, just, you don't even see that part, but that just folds in like that. And then this right here, these come out. Open up his arms again here. Okay, so this just comes out and down like this. Same thing here, out and down, and then you got to just put these back into place. Now on his tires, I'll show you if I can show him. There's a little hole here, and on this side there's a little ball. Now, sorry, you can't even see that. There's a little ball, and all you do is put the tire and that ball on both sides into place, and you can see kind of his body starting to take shape. Now this comes up and down like so. So just make sure you see that again. So this was the front of his cab like that, and then it just kind of folds down and just kind of locks into place like so. And then he does have this butt flap that I don't really care for. A lot of people put it up, some people don't. It just depends on your personal preference. And then you can see these little tabs right here that just groove right into there to kind of bring it all together. You hear that little snap, and that just means that he's now transformed. So these tab in there in the back. So just look, so you can look down here. Just down here, you want to make sure that those are tight. And then one thing that I always forget is underneath here is his feet, and they come out and then they turn in and go up. That is pretty cool because now you don't see his tires and he's not on roller skates. So again, pull out, rotate down, and then back in. And now you have Ultra Magnus in his robot mode. Now Ultra Magnus has a little bit more range of motion in his fingers than the other fingers that we've seen before. Not a lot, but the one finger here moves. And he's got the same tab right in there for his gun. Now his gun, you just move this down. And there you have Ultra Magnus. He's got his gun in his hand, and here's the last piece that I think is really, really cool that kind of separates these masterpieces away from the original. So again, I showed you this piece right here coming down, but his chest piece goes up, and there he has his spot for the Matrix of Leadership when he briefly was the caretaker of that. And I thought that was a really nice touch. Now, he does come with a different set of hands that you can tab the Matrix into to kind of make him look like he's holding it. I don't use those, and I'm not going to break them out of the box because I don't want to. And stupid thing here, just doesn't want to stay into the tab because I probably didn't do it right. So you just got to make sure some of these parts are in secure because, you know, sometimes you get Russian and you don't do that. But there he is, Ultra Magnus in all of his glory. And I absolutely love his figure 100%. Now, again, one thing I like to do is kind of pose him a little bit. And sometimes I'll just have like Spike here sitting on his shoulder. And that's pretty cool. And he's got Daniel as well. So you can always tell Daniel because he's got a little D on his chest. And that's as cool as it gets right there, guys. I'm not going to show you him with any other robots because I've already shown him with some other ones. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This one is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like I talked about earlier, is part of the reason why collectors get into this is because they want to relive their childhood memories and the ones that are most fondness. And this particular character I've had since I was a little kid. At least 30 years I've had the G1 toy, and now I have this one as part of my collection, and I could not be more happier with this particular figure. You know, how many cartoons do you have growing up where you as a kid, instead of being gifted it, go out to the store, earn the money because you want a toy so bad, and end up picking something up? So my memories are secured with this figure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and comment below if you want me to do it a little differently. I'm open to that feedback. I really am enjoying doing these videos. Like I said, whether you subscribe or not, I'm enjoying doing them and talking about them. But I would really love feedback on how I can do them better. I know one of the major issues I have is I'm still getting used to the camera and transforming. It's really hard with these bigger figures. I think I'm getting a little bit better. But not complicated. I mean, the transformation on him was not hard at all. In fact, if anything, it was on par with the original, not a whole lot different. And like I said before, I mean, he's one piece. He's literally one piece. There is not another robot somewhere in here, you know, like sitting on his back where it's going to fall out. You know, some people flip that up. If you've got him standing on a shelf, you can't see it that great. That's one thing that I wish they would have done a little bit better. I know a lot of people have commented on that. But guys, that's it. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time around. Have a wonderful day.